Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome, how are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Your money isn't enough for a Filipina. This is from a series called Straight Talk to Western Men about Filipinas. Last time I talked about the man's requirement, in my opinion, to support his Filipina wife's family, either by allowing her to work to send money home to them or by offering to help himself. Today, though, I will continue in that vein with a topic called Your Money Isn't Enough for a Filipina. Please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea and share videos that will help a foreign man to be equipped to pursue a Filipina for marriage. Now, I know things have changed with the Philippines being closed, but all you can do is try to be as ready as you can when you can go there, when the country opens up and you can meet women. So please subscribe here. Also, you have to remember to click the notification bell, but also remember to click on add after all of that to make sure you get the notification. So subscribe, notification bell, and add. I want to be honest with the men about things they might have heard, some of which are disgruntled guys and are naturally going to have a negative connotation. I've been married to my wife, who I married in the Philippines since May 10th, 2015, and I continue to learn about my wife and Philippine culture. I hope if you saw the last video to this series that you understand where I'm coming from. Having said that, I hope it isn't a startling revelation. Excuse me, let's try this slower. I hope it's not a startling revelation. It's a bad combination of words. That your money isn't enough to coast through a relationship with a Filipina who has left everyone and everything behind. I think some men think all you've got to do is have money and she'll fall at your feet. I don't think it's that way. I will try to remember to link a video in the description box called Who is the Prize, the Foreigner or the Filipina? I think it is important to respect what the Filipina experiences when she leaves the Philippines to immigrate overseas. The reason I'm making this video is to ensure that the foreign man doesn't assume that he can help her family or allow her to send large amounts of money back home, then sit back and rest on his laurels. Just go on autopilot. That won't sustain the relationship, and you can take that to the bank. Oops, another pun. No one wants to be seen as a money machine. The next time someone tells you, as long as you give her the money she wants, she'll be happy with you, here is some food for thought. She marries a foreign man that she thinks is going to be kind to her. So be kind to her. She will want you to include her in key decisions. She will want you to ask her about her day, how she's doing regularly. It is helpful to ask her about her family. Learn their names too. She will want to be allowed to learn different things and have different experiences by trial and error, see different places. She might even want to learn to drive. And unless there's a good reason for her not to, I think she should learn how to drive. Now, Dr. Gary and Barb Rosberg, should be doctors, surveyed over 700 couples and report these as the top needs for women in marriage. So keep this in mind if you think your money is all you need to be successful. Number one, unconditional love and acceptance. That's important. Imagine your spouse loving you completely without even hesitating over your mistakes. Sounds just like Christ, doesn't it? That's the core of unconditional love, and he is the source of it. You can reflect God's love for her and your love for her by encouraging her, standing with her, complimenting her, respecting her opinion, talking with her, listening, spending time with her, and serving her. Things you've heard many times here on Love Beyond the Sea. Another thing they list here is number two, emotional intimacy and communication. You have to have that, more than your money. When your wife hears the word intimacy, we know what guys think, but she thinks about emotional connection and communication. She wants a marriage that has vulnerable sharing of inner thoughts, feelings, spirit, and true self. They say, listen to her. Show her an understanding heart. Give her attention and affection. Build rapport with her. Resolve conflict and safeguard your relationship. Now, I'll link this for you in the description box because, if the ideas are not my own, I must give credit where it is from. Now, another thing they list here, which is part of my video, money is not enough for your Filipina, but these things are. You got to have these things. Number 3, they list is spiritual intimacy. A wife wants a marriage as a cord with 3 strands, God, husband, and wife. She wants God to be inextricably woven throughout the marriage relationship. She needs to be growing spiritually and watching you grow spiritually and leading the home. To do so, encourage her spiritual growth, encourage her fellowship with you and others, encourage her to express her spiritual gifts, and encourage her with your prayers. Number 4, encouragement and affirmation. To keep a bounce in her step, give her daily doses of encouragement. Tell her she's your best friend, that she's the best wife. Give her some space when she needs it. Leave her thank you notes and give her extra help with chores. Encourage her by understanding her wiring, giving her first place in your life other than God, pointing out her potential, and appreciating her contribution. I just love the sound of this because I say it all the time on this channel. These are things I've learned in over 6.5 years of marriage to my wife. We got married in less than 8 weeks. Hadn't met each other before I went down there to give her the ring and get married, and it was the best decision I ever made. So the last point here I think that they made is companionship. Number 5, you can't just have money, you must give companionship. They say to your wife, friendship means heart-to-heart communication, special time away with you, so get out there and do things, and growing old together. It involves togetherness. Like I tell my Isa, together is my favorite place to be. She needs you to work hard at your marriage, to laugh together, play together, stay the course, and work out the inevitable differences between you. So now some extra credit here from a book I read a long time ago. Just run through these and see if you agree with them or not. Always be prepared to leave comments here on Love Beyond the Sea. This is from a book by Dr. Willard Harley from it's called His Needs, Her Needs. Read this a long time ago. Women's needs, top 5. In order from the top, number 1, what you need to keep in mind here, it's not just that you've got money and you're going to give this Filipina a better life. That's the easy part, really, because you don't have to do much after that. But marriage is all about doing and what you do for each other and with each other. So consider these top women's needs. Number 1, affection. Can you be affectionate? Number 2, conversation. So don't be the strong silent type. 3, honesty and openness. That's her third listed need. Number 4, financial commitment. So, that's number 4 here, not number 1. And number 5, family commitment. Commitment to her and her family. And frankly, with a Filipina, you might as well include, support for her sending money back home and, even volunteering to do it yourself. And so quickly now, the men's needs from this book by Willard Harley. Top 5 in order for men. Not surprisingly, sexual fulfillment. Number 2, not surprisingly, recreational companionship. You want somebody to go do things with. Number 3, an attractive spouse. Kind of ties into the first one there, sexual fulfillment. And these are his needs, stated by men. Sexual fulfillment, recreational companionship. 3, an attractive spouse. 4, domestic support. We need it, and we appreciate it. That's why you got to really, tell your wife how much you appreciate when you get your wife, the things that she does for you domestically. And then number 5, admiration. Admiration. Now, as I read this, I think about how so many men say, well, respect is like number 2. I've seen that before in other sources like this. Here, according to his list, admiration, respect, I think you can call it the same thing, is number 5. But it's important. It makes the top 5. And I agree. That is also an important thing for a wife to admire and respect her husband. But like I've said in other videos, the respect must be earned as well. So his belief is that when you make large love bank deposits into these type of things, you will be more in love with each other. So again, I'll link both of these places in the description box. Now, can you provide these to a woman, to a Filipina, if you're looking for a woman from the Philippines? It will take more than money to find and keep your love beyond the sea.